Wedding Bell Time by Sophie Tuvey. Chapter 1. It makes sense for me to drive. I'm the one who knows where we're going. My girlfriend Jen jangles the keys of her dad's car and strides off towards the Ford Fiesta in the staff car park. It makes sense for me to drive so that we arrive without injury or accident, but I don't say that out loud. Instead, I sigh and follow Jen and climb into the passenger seat. At least she's not driving a bus this time. That was a nail-biting experience. Jen adjusts the mirror slightly, starts the engine, and the radio blares out an inane auto-tune song. I buckle up my seatbelt. As the car pulls out of the school gates, narrowly missing a bollard on the left side, Jen revs and flies over a speed bump whilst humming along to the song. "Michael," she says, cutting out of her humming, "you don't have to hold the dashboard." I didn't even realise I was doing it. Survival instinct, I guess. Sorry. Jen drives in the way she generally approaches life, without much forward planning. She relishes the twists and turns that seem to crop up unexpectedly, although she insists she's driven this way 100 times before. She isn't fazed by the multiple hazards: cyclist, cat, traffic lights, busy junction. "You should sit back and enjoy the ride," she says, jerking the car around a tight corner. My stomach lurches. I like to be in control. A smooth, well-planned drive, arriving early to the destination. As Jen points out when we park in front of a brightly coloured primary school building, we are only 2 minutes late, because we zoomed over several mini roundabouts and took liberties with the red light. It was amber, Jen argues. It was red. The first thing that strikes me is how small the school is compared to ours. Primaries are generally smaller than secondaries, and at Widlock County, the high school where Jen and I work, we have almost 1,000 students. This school probably holds 400 5 to 11-year-olds. I suppress a shudder. "Jen, it's great to see you." The receptionist smiles. It's the usual reaction to Jen. Her hair fizzes with dark curls, her eyes are like warm chocolate, and her skin is coffee-coloured silk. Today she's wearing a scarlet sweater and a black skirt that flares over her knees. I wish I could put my arm around her waist, but it wouldn't be professional. "Hi, Claire." Jen knows everyone in this county. She grew up here, lived at home while she studied for her degree, and got her first teaching job in the school that she went to as a pupil. "This is Michael." "Nice to meet you," I nod. As we sign in, I'm scanning every wall and trying to fight the rise of panic. It's all smiley faces, handprints, working together, having fun kind of motto. My worst nightmare. "Sally's waiting for you if you want to go on down," the receptionist says. Jen beckons me through the door with a giant tree painted over it. As I reach it, I see that each apple on the tree has a word like kindness written on it. Apparently, Jen has been running this Shakespeare project for a few years now. She goes into a local primary and helps them to put on a mini Shakespeare play. We're both English teachers, but now that I'm head of department, I felt that I ought to see how this project worked. And I also agreed to come in a rash moment when Jen challenged me to get involved a few months ago. I started at Widlock in September, and in some ways it feels like a lifetime ago. Life before Jen, anyway. I met her on my first day, putting up a hideous cat poster in her bright orange classroom. I had no idea what to make of her. The more time I spent with her, the more I wanted to get to know her. I've never been bored when I'm around Jen. That's good, because I'm a very boring person. I like my plain suits, my shirt and tie combos, and my black organiser. Neat, organised, but boring. Somehow Jen agreed to be my girlfriend, and every day when we meet in the kitchen at work, I half expect her to break up with me. It's November, and soon we will have been together for a month. I've never had a girlfriend before. This is major. Before I can reflect too much upon this milestone in my 29-year-old life, Jen opens a classroom door, and I'm shocked at the sight of 30 10-year-olds acting out a silent, slow-mo sword fight with eerie synth music rippling through the air. I almost grab Jen's arm. I'm not sure I can do this.